slavery still exists?
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
yeah. Why?
Because slavery is a mind state. Understand what I mean by that?
I understand.
Understand, it's like, all right, cool. We go back 700 years. You put us in chains. I'm fighting and I'm gunning down everything it is to get the fuck free. Especially when you start selling the ones I love away from me. Now, that's my choice. Because my mind state is I refuse to be a slave. So now, fast forward, we're allowed to wander around the plantation a lot further than the plantation from before. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a plantation.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You work 40 hours a fucking week. It's 24 hours in a day. You spend 8 hours a day working. You spend an hour, 2 hours, an hour to get prepared, an hour to travel, an hour to come back home. You got to take care of your kids. You have no time for yourself. And you barely make enough money unless you're willing to change the way you fucking think and free yourself mentally and financially. And then you have somewhat of freedom. But then you learn also, with that freedom comes other problems. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? As we spoke on the last show, like I feel this going on with Andrew Tate and them right now. Now you got money. You gonna have I'm gonna have 500 million people following me, and now I'm talking that shit. So now when I say that shit, now the people that I got money, they gonna be like, oh, this nigga fucking us up. Now they may have a problem with all of that. So this shit is, so yeah, you're a fucking slave. And to me, the only freedom you have is financial freedom.
Yep.
Only freedom. And that could be taken the fuck away from you. Just look what happened to Kanye. See what they're trying to do to Kyrie Irving, and look what's going on with Andrew Tate. Now, and I say this because you take for instance, within the Tate situation, where the girls come out and be like, yo, this nigga, these niggas is not, they ain't do none of that. And the judge look at them and be like, y'all got Stockholm Syndrome. We're not listening to y'all. Y'all got Stockholm Syndrome. Sit down. They had you there so long that you in love with them. What the fuck? The bitch just said they ain't do nothing to us. But this is what happens.
It's agenda. It's a coup against them.
And
so when they have a coup against them, they're not, anybody that's speaking the real,
if you feel that you are fucking free in this system,
you fucking dreaming.
You're dreaming.
Like literally.
You're dreaming.
You're
like,
living a dream. Whoever still think, first of all,
From Jay-Z down, ain't none of us free. Like look what happened with Jay-Z, with was it Duce and Bacardi, and them niggas raping them for all of that money.
Yep.
You ain't free. Even when you get financial freedom, you ain't free.
Whoever think they still free in this world, whoever thinks they got freedom of speech, or this is a free country.
There's no freedom of speech.
Are you fucking crazy?
This is the last.
Lost.
This is the last trap. This is the last.
Comes with it though. Because then if it's not conforming, it's not necessarily free.
No. It's no freedom of speech. If it's a price to come with you telling the truth.
Exactly.
So there's no freedom of speech.
I like that. I like that.
So there's no freedom of speech.
It's not freedom of speech.
It's not free. It's a price come with it.
That's fine.
It's not free.
Freedom ain't free. You ever heard that?
So therefore, you giving up something to say what you gonna say. You don't know what you giving up. You gonna find out if you cross the line and they feel that, oh, this nigga going too fucking far. Nigga, just collect your money, fuck these girls, get drunk, and go home. Why you worrying about all these other people? Because it's the righteous thing to do. It's the righteous thing to tell people to wake up. It's the righteous thing to tell people to love each other. It's the righteous thing to tell people to stop killing each other. Because it's the righteous thing to do.
Something. Why do you think black people still got the slave mentality? Oh, let me go high on the spectrum. Why do you think people still got the slave mentality?
Because they're no longer spiritual.
I agree.
Because everybody prescribes to religion and not to spirituality. And
because spirituality makes you know yourself, and knowing yourself, you can do self-improvement. But if you also rely on an outside source to help you, then be outside improvement.
If you're gonna go to religion, then I'm gonna ask you, well, who's your God? But if you go to spirituality, there's only one created everything. You go to religion, you're gonna have your God, he gonna have his God, he gonna have his God. Who's your God? Who you worshiping?
The higher power.
What higher power?
That's how I just want to label. Like that's why like religion is like.
Religion is some crazy shit.
It's a higher power.
Like,
there ain't no higher power in religion. Religion is man-made.
Hold on.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying what I believe.
Hold on, I forgot also.
It's one guy.
Hold on. I also forgot. Let me also say why I think slavery still exists. I forgot we jumped past that other question because you were saying some riveting shit. I think slavery still exists because it's mental.
Yeah. Straight up.
It's conditioning.
It's literally mental like it's a mental slavery. If you look at that comparison, it's just the same things but on a different spectrum. One was more physical. This one is more mind based. This one you more doing to yourself. This one, like you said, you got a bigger plantation. You can roam around. It's the illusion of freedom.
That
which is scarier. Because if you know you're in bondage, you can make a plan to get out, which they try to do. That's why they had to get inside.
So now they erase the illusion of bondage. If you think
you're free, you never get it out.
Yeah, now they erase the illusion of bondage. And allow you to think that you're free, but really you're not. Really, you're still on the same plantation. You know what I'm saying? Really, you're still making nothing. You're getting by. You want to love your kids. It's hard to love your kids. You are working hard. You want to love your spouse. It's hard to love her because you ain't there all the time. You know what I'm saying? And this is a trap meant to catch you from being one thing and one thing only. Spiritual beings. It's a trap to keep you from one thing and one thing only. Loving each other.
Listen, I think we live in a descent-built slavery. Like, a descent, like, I mean, descent, like, I'm going to let them explain why descent built slavery. It's quick, like 5-second clip.
Lifetime of slavery. However, that's exactly what descent-based slavery is. A person born into slavery because their parents and grandparents were slaves, and it's passed down the maternal line.
That's exactly what the fuck... I'm talking about, now let's go to mentality-wise. It don't have to be physical. Mentality-wise, your parents, your great-great-parents, your great-grandparents have the mentality of the slaves. Of what they've been taught by the fucking people that's running the world. Then they teach you that. Then you teach your kid that. It's just like being in slavery on a plantation. You pick a cotton, when you have a kid, you teach them to pick cotton. It's the exact same thing, but it's mental. We live in a descent-based slavery, but it's mental, so it's even more scary.
You know, people are fucking. You go outside, you take a walk. The shit gonna say don't walk, and there's gonna be no fucking cars coming, and everybody's at that corner.
Yeah, I see all the time. I be walking pushing what the fuck y'all waiting for? It's no cars.
Everybody's standing there, and
that's control. That's
because
control.
They're so controlled.
That's why they call them sheep.
They're gonna walk when they're told to walk.
That's why they call them sheep.
They are so controlled by the system. They can't think for themselves. So it goes back to like a lot, like when people came down to Kanye West and they was like, oh, how could you say slavery was a choice? Nah, slavery wasn't a choice. If you're gonna prescribe to the fact that ain't no nigga choose to get on the fucking boat. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no nigga choose to get on the boat. But when you say you getting up in the morning and you taking care of these motherfucking people kids and you cooking they fucking food for them and you getting up every morning because you ain't chained. You ain't chained up to each other. You walking around a small ass fucking plantation free. The minute you run, they coming after you. But the thing about it is when you choose to get up every fucking morning and continuously go through this shit and not say, you know what, nigga, I'd rather die. I don't give a fuck if these niggas here is gonna die. Nigga, I'm running up at Master House, they're gonna gun me down, but at least I'm not dealing with this shit no more. So that is a fucking choice.
Hold on, let me piggyback quick fast. Slavery is a choice. Guess why? Let's take the word slavery out. Loving is a choice. Being disciplined is a choice. Everything, that's what separates us from the animals. It's called free will, motherfuckers. Everything's a choice. Going back to what my big bro said. If I'm in the motherfucking slavery for 20 years, you come in the room, taking my fucking wife, raping her, taking my kids, raping them, doing this shit, what you call it? And then I'm cooking your food, I'm dead, I'm right around you, sleeping around me. I will slit your fucking throat. I don't care if I die. It's a choice. Cause is real, effect is real. Fear is not, and the choice is also real. So I don't have to choose to be feared. Oh, I'm gonna die. Who gives a fuck?
Like I remember, I was listening to this.
So yes, it's a choice.
I was listening to Billy Carson say something one day, and that shit was like, it was real. So he talking, and he's saying almost the same thing we saying. So somebody challenged him on it and was like, yo, what if they took your daughter and your wife and threw them on that ship? And he stopped for a minute. He said, all I know, I ain't getting on the ship. He said, I'll find some way to get them off the ship, but I know I'm not getting on that ship. See? A fucking choice.
Choice.
A choice. You have choices.
Hold up.
You understand? They make you believe you have no choices, but you have choices.
Let me bring to about 8 cents for the dumb niggas that's watching. Alright, boom. Choices, just like my nigga Billy Carson, perfect example, right? He said, I don't know, I'm not getting on the shit. You walking down the street, right? And the nigga does this. Yo, man, what the fuck? What you got in your pockets? Man, I don't got nothing in my pockets. He smack you. You can either do nothing, get what's in your pockets, run, or fight back. Guess what all them shits is called?
Choices.
It's a dangerous choice.
Battles, bro.
This nigga might have a gun on him. He might have a knife. He may be versed and fuck you up. But there's all choices. I know the choice I'm going to take.
Yeah,
we getting shaking. But some people might fight. But at the end of the day, it's all choices. Choices based on what? Self-preservation. When were these niggas self-preservation kicking? 400 years of slavery?
And ain't nobody saying you pick up a gun and go out and shoot down.
Maybe 100, 200 years, 300 years, 400?
But I'm saying more than 400. Past 400 years.
We still in slavery now, but I'm talking physical slavery.
You know what I'm saying? Even physical slavery is longer than 400.
Yeah. I thought
it
says 400.
But if you want,
that's not even a lot.
If you want to prescribe, if you want,
it's a lot, but it feels longer.
And that's a topic for another motherfucking show.
Go ahead.
If you want to prescribe into what they to them saying that we were slaves.
What have they told us?
Yeah, for whatever they told us. But you know what I'm saying? Regardless of even whatever they told us, even if they told you was a slave and you never was a slave, you're still a slave to the fucking thought that somebody could tell you something and you don't even take the time out to research it or go into detail for it for your fucking self. You're being fucking controlled. You're being controlled.
Most
you understand? No matter,
slave,
even if what you're a slave, no matter what. Because if you don't, regardless if they took your ancestors out of Africa, regardless if you came from Africa and you was already in America, it'll make no difference. However, the shit shakes down and equates. It equates to the fact that if you go along with whatever is going along here, we are fucking slave. We are slave to a mentality. We are slave to everything. And then here's the scary part about it. Not only don't you not fight, you have kids to lead them to the shit that you wouldn't even defend for yourself.
Coward shit.
You know what I'm saying? Now your kid, and then you raise your kids to be you, knowing that the suffering that you went through, you raise your kids to be you.
Listen, what that sound like? Let's play it again. Descent-based slavery. And you know, before I go on and play this shit again, right? How about this? I don't give a fuck if it's popular. I'm gonna say we worse off than them physical slaves. We worse off, niggas. Because why? There's no end in fucking sight. When you're a physical slave and you get in touch with something, you're gonna end up revolting.
You should know what you're fighting.
There's no end in sight.
You're fighting to be physically free.
It's worse.
Now, you think you're free, so you think you have nothing to fight for. So what you get up to do? Pay the cable, pay the rent, be fly, Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, take your trips, do all of this, and then at the same time live in hell. Because you're living in hell. Because right around the corner, the niggas on the floor starving. Right around the corner, they're gunning this nigga down. Right around the corner, they doing this, they doing that. You don't even feel safe. And then worse yet, you get some money and then you try to get out your fucking community rather than helping your community. Rather than trying to give back to your community, these niggas get rich. They leave. They go take their money, put it in another man's fucking pocket. You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing. Niggas are starving. Stores in. The shit is crazy. Black people are like, and I'm gonna say black because I'm black.
That's what I was gonna say.
I have to say black
people.
No. I'm gonna say it's black. I'm gonna say it's black. I'm talking to my own people. But at the end of the day, I can say as many cultures as I've come across. The many cultures I've come across in my life.
At the same time.
And there's problems within their cultures. They may have some of the. It's more within this culture than it is in any culture I've seen, and I could be fucking wrong. You dig what I'm saying? I'm dealing with the Spanish culture, dealing with the Guyanese culture. You're dealing with, say, just a straight-up Indian culture. You're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, Asian culture. You're dealing with many different cultures because there's only one race, the human race. So you're dealing with so many different cultures. The only culture I come across that I feel that has a hardest time sticking together and being one is the black culture.
That's a fact.
You understand?
Hold up. But
because poorly in the liquor store, poorly people work up in the liquor store.
Yeah, facts.
Now, then black person are in the store. I bet you this people won't work up in that store.
Nope.
Guarantee that. You go hire somebody else that don't look like him to work up there.
You know what I noticed about that? And I got scared. Before I'm going to play the clip of the Descent Based Slavery, they were moving the last topic over the subject, they were moving on to the other topic. But you know I noticed about, like when I was back in the days when I was in the hood and I got ran up on my boys, or the cops, whatever you want to call them, the black people was the most aggressive.
100%.
Especially if they for dolo, it's hit or miss.
Yeah, they gotta rechannel that.
But hold up. Especially if it's with a white man around. They get straight Uncle Tom, try to prove a point. My fucking arm is bent up to my back, on my face. It's like, they try to prove a point. The white guy's cooler. It's almost like they're like, yeah, nigga. It's almost like overseas. But
because they want to prove something.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They want to prove something.
And also, there's a lot of justification going on. And I'm not promoting no violence. Just stop this shit in general. Get a fucking job, go chase your dreams, do something to get money, and stop doing some crazy shit. But I've been around hood niggas. These niggas do not attack white people. They can walk through the door with their dog, jog. That's how you know it's a slave mentality. All we do is want to hurt each other. All we do is hurt each other.
Yeah, because you want to hurt what you...
All we do is hurt each other.
Because you
shouldn't hurt nobody. But all we do is hurt each other.
Why? Because when you see me, you see yourself. Facts. And you have no love for yourself, so how come you don't have love for me?
Oh, I got to throw the wolf sound on for
That's
that.
very true. He said,
you
like, that's micro content. Them 30 seconds, the first shit, and this.
You know what I'm saying?
But, let's listen to that clip again and we can move into the last topic.
It's a lifetime of slavery. However, that's exactly what descent-based slavery is. A person born into slavery because their parents and grandparents were slaves, and it's passed down the maternal line.
Exactly what's going on. It went from physical to mental. But the last question on the subject...
But key is this, though. I think you missed something, though.
What?
What did she say? The last part of was it...
passed down the maternal line.
It's passed down through the what?
Maternal line.
Who's that?
The mom.
Why? Because when you want to break a fucking horse, if you break the fucking woman,
that's a child.
She's going to raise the child to be just like that.
Shit.
So that's why they break the woman. Like, that's why they go for single woman household. They're trying to be understand. That's why they do that. That's why. You understand? Because you gotta make the man weak. Once you emasculate the man, you make him weak. Then we got the mother. Then the man gonna do everything. The man gonna run over the woman because he's stiff for pussy.
Listen, that's why
she gonna start controlling the scene.
I jumped in my arms. That's all that cutting rope. I jumped in it. Like we all in the same frequency. That's why they fucking push single mother households so much, and that's why 80% of the households are single mother households. And you know what builds up single mother households? Watch Fresh and Fit. They got the statistics down pat. You can Google your damn self. But with more single mother households, more degenerates, more crime, more drug addicts.
Of course.
This is why they push it. Maternal households. They break it.
It's unbalanced.
Of course. They need it. So that they can pass the mentality down to the fucking children. You know what I'm saying? Now how do the daughter, the daughter example, if she's not a good woman or a strong woman, is that? And then the son example is where his mother bringing different men into the household at different times. This is why they do what they do. This is why they operate through them. This is the whole reason why they raped our women to begin with. Yep. This is what they did.
Let's go. So we're going which corner. Are we still living in descent-based slavery? Knowing what they want.
Yeah.
I say yeah.
Unless you're willing to mentally break it.
Yeah.
What they call generational curse.
Yes, I was just thinking that. You read my mind, bro.
It's gonna be all building.
You gotta break it. You gotta tell your kids. You gotta tell your kids your school is important. But let me tell you something right now. Being a free thinker is more important. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta go there because I ain't got time to teach you how to count and learn how to read and shit like that. But that shit they teaching them is never gonna be what they need to succeed in life. They're not giving them the right things to succeed in life. And if you tell them that they are, you're only selling them down the same path that you went down. For one, forget to the path that work their hard and come home every fucking day and realize this is not what I want to do and be mad and angry. No, you tell them no.